All right, Big Man, it's the Rundown live from Chicago. It is Wednesday. It's January 4th, presented by Part of My Cheesesteak. Part of My Cheesesteak is a delivery and pickup-only restaurant brand bringing you craveable cheesesteaks and loaded fries. Part of My Cheesesteak is now available in hundreds of select locations nationwide, with new locations being added every week. Part of My Cheesesteaks menu features 6-inch and 12-inch classic cheesesteaks, chipotle cheesesteaks, or buffalo chicken cheesesteaks, plus loaded fries and dessert brownie bites. Get lunch, dinner, or late-night delivery, and we are open 7 days a week. Go to partofmycheesesteak.com to learn more and order now on DoorDash, UberEats, Postmates, or Grubhub. Dave, you love a nice late-night meal like that, don't you?
You could say I used to, but
Okay.
New Year, new me. I don't eat past 7 p.m. at all anymore.
All right.
This is going to be your lounging wild
should
card,
I
wild
break
card
the
Saturday.
rules and have a cheat day? Obviously, part of my cheesesteak.
Part of My Cheesesteak. There we go. All right, first topic on the board here. Shannon Sharpe is back on Undisputed, and things got a little awkward. Chief, we'll start with you.
Yeah, it was awkward, but it was not unexpected either. Like, it was like that's exactly how I anticipated that reaction playing out. I also don't understand Sharpe's like, oh, I'm going to sit out so we can just focus on DeMar because I don't want to talk about the tweet. Like that, the whole thing, like you have, like the tweet was controversial. That is Skip Bayless. That's why he gets paid. You have to bring it up. The fact that it seemed like they were wildly on different pages about what to talk about and when was like, that part was kind of shocking. Like the bosses didn't want you to talk about it. And it's like, yes, they did. They wanted you to address it. So it was, I don't know, about what I thought. Everyone's been there. I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm sure the ratings were through the roof because of it.
White Sox Dave.
I don't know. I don't got much to say that hasn't been said yet, but I mean, Skip Bayless is the biggest troll on planet Earth. If you don't want Skip Bayless to exist in the capacity that he does now, then stop giving him clicks and attention. This is exactly what he wants, whether he meant to make light of the situation or not, but in the end, like he's happy about it. People are talking about him.
I also hate the thing where people are like, "Oh, delete that tweet."
Yeah, that changes
Like,
nothing.
Yeah,
That changes
it's already been
absolutely
said.
nothing.
Everybody knows what it is. Like that's not
Screenshots
doesn't
everywhere.
make
Yeah.
it better. And it's not, it's like I'm enacting like a power over you. Like I'm gonna make you delete that
exactly.
tweet because it offended me. Shut up.
Yeah,
Shut up.
it was a stupid tweet. Just
Right.
Shut up.
Well, I was one of the many who read it wrong. Well, I think I read it wrong, and Skip really, his explanation was horrible yesterday.
Yep.
But upon people defending him and seeing what I think he was trying to say, like I don't think he was trying to say anything wrong.
I don't think
I
so
think he
either.
just worded it like absolute shit.
Yeah.
I think he also part
But-
of him knew what he was doing too.
Maybe you're right, and that's the part where it's like once you go down that fucking road,
Right.
you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
And I think that's where we're at with Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
So-
I think if Shannon Sharpe had said the exact same thing, no one cares.
Yeah,
he's not like-
not care as much for sure.
Right. Not care as much. Yeah.
I would agree
So-
with that.
I don't know. I mean, this was a very for a show that is very let's just say fake. There's a lot of
it's contrived.
fakeness.
That felt real.
That was very real.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a
I
lot
thought that
that
was
are
very real.
I mean, Sharpe
Yeah.
snapped on him multiple times before.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that, saying like, oh, they didn't want us to talk about this. Like,
You're right. That was
a very-
like a what do you call it? Breaking the fourth
Yeah,
wall,
break-
behind the curtain,
Yep,
whatever you're going to talk about.
That was a
Yeah.
breaking kayfabe in
Yeah.
the wrestling business.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
So that was real. So that was awkward. But I don't know. I mean, he didn't show up. He kind of made his point, and I understand that though. He didn't want it to be about if he shows up, then it's all about addressing Skip's tweet rather than addressing, DeMar or Hamlin, which is like the real story where it's like we got to make sure this guy's okay. So I do disagree with you in that point a little bit.
But I think you can do two things, and it's like what difference does 24 hours make? You're gonna talk as soon as you come back. You're gonna talk about the tweet, so you can do both. It was inevitable that it had to be addressed. Taking a day off to me doesn't change anything, and I also I ran into a little bit of the internet backlash because I was tweeting about Connor Bedard while that was going on because I was watching the hockey game, and it's like people just want to have a shortcut to
Well, did you see Tommy's blog?
Tommy
Smokes?
No.
Awesome blog.
Okay.
Awesome blog. I would honestly recommend everyone go read it. And it was that every tragedy does not need a villain. And,
yeah, that's well said. He said that?
Yeah. I honestly, it was a very, very good blog. And he kind of just broke it down that way where it's like people get to a point and you have this raw emotion because you saw something so horrific and you don't know if this guy is going to live, and you're stunned and you're scared and it's horrifying, and you just turn into anger for anyone who like
gives you that that little slack on the rope.
I like that, Tommy. That's like
read the whole blog.
I will. I've got it up now.
I did not do it justice explaining it right there.
But that little quote you had, or the head, which is the headline, that's perfectly said.
Yeah.
Read
people
the
just like yelling too. They're not actually thinking about fucking Skip Bayless's tweet. Come on, they see it on the internet and they act outraged.
But that's the thing is like they like.
I think people want to feel like they're a good person because.
But a lot of people, and that's what Tommy said. Like a lot of people jump to like, hey, all right, what the fuck with the 5-minute thing? The NFL, we're gonna start. Everyone jump like they just wanted to get instantly angry about something, you know. But at the end of the day, we're talking about all of that. At this moment right now, it's 11:15 Central. This is going to air later in the day. I believe Damar Hamlin is still upgraded from critical to serious. So obviously thoughts are with him.
I mean
that's good. I did not see that.
That was like the scariest thing. Like I've never seen anything like that. The only thing that comes close, like Rich Peverly, when he won a cup with the Bruins, and then when he was playing for Dallas in 2014, he had a cardiac issue and had to be like revived and rushed to the hospital. And it's like a thing that you just never expect to happen. And when it does, it is like a jarring thing. But it is at the same time, it's like there is no playbook for that. So like maybe give everybody involved a little bit of grace, because no one knows what to do. No one knows what to do. So just everyone.
Excuse me. The note is critical but stable.
Okay.
Critical but stable.
I think that's
as of now.
Yeah.
As of now.
Right. So.
So yeah.
Prayers to him, and then just everybody just take a deep breath and then give people a little bit of grace, because things like this just don't happen. So. Not being able to come up instantly when you are the one making the decisions, not being able to immediately have like all the information and know the perfect thing to do, like no one knows. No one knows because there has been no playbook for that.
Yeah. Next topic here, 5,000 frequent flyer miles to customers whose flights were messed up over the holidays. Southwest canceled 67% of their flights the day after Christmas and have in general been a disaster the last couple of weeks. Chief, what do you got?
I don't think that's enough. I don't like you. If you're stuck and they like, it is heightened for that time of the year too. Like you're trying to travel, Christmas, all this stuff. If they fucked you over because of like, my understanding of the situation is just like their system of not having hubs. Like it's always going to set off a chain reaction. They have bad software. It was almost like negligence. Like we're going to do this system differently than every other airline. And it caught up to them. So if you're going to like regain your customers' trust, you have to take a bath financially and like really make it up to people. Otherwise, they're just like, well, it's not worth the fucking risk. So I don't think it's enough based on this.
You got to really kiss some ass. Did you?
Because the note here says 25,000 frequent flyer miles. 25,000 is the equivalent of roughly $300.
So they're giving you about $60.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. But I'm looking at the note here that says airlines in Europe offer money to people whose flights are canceled, delayed 3 hours or more within 14 days of departure. I mean, this looks like a pretty good deal. And that's not even for like when 67% of your customer base is fucked over.
Europe's a little bit better about customer protection stuff, consumer protection stuff.
The true tragedy of the day is we have a fourth member of this panel. He hasn't been able to take part in the rundown as much because he just always conflicts with Starting Nine, the baseball podcast. Go check it out. But he is a Southwest diehard. He is a Midway Airport diehard. And I would really love his thoughts right now. So I'm going to ask him that on Redline Radio. So that'll be interesting. I haven't seen him tweet about it. Have you guys seen him tweet about it?
Of course not.
I'm very interested.
But I feel like he's not a Southwest guy anymore.
Yeah.
Or he's not a Midway guy anymore.
True.
When I moved from Ukrainian
it's all
Village
but I know it was just
to Lincoln Park,
mostly.
he shit on me because I took a flight out of O'Hare to New York one day, and I'm like, well, I live closer to O'Hare now.
Just get on that
Guess
blue
what
line,
he was
baby.
doing as soon as he moved to the north side.
Well, yeah, it changes, but
Yeah.
it's funny because it was always because I'm such an O'Hare guy, and I know we're getting a little inside baseball Barstool Chicago here, but
That was like 2019.
I'm such an O'Hare guy, but it's just funny because like if you're a South Sider, and Carl is, you're pretty much diehard Midway Airport, and that's a big Southwest hub, and they got smoked over the holidays.
Crushed.
So, needless to say, I would love his take on this story because it was a bad time, and it was just brutal. So
Yeah, Southwest has got to repent a little more.
are
than
they
$60
like?
bucks,
Is
though.
this like? I mean, not beyond repair, right? Or do you think?
I don't think so.
I think people.
Are you going to think twice about flying them? I saw it's because they have a different flight thing, though.
Yeah, right. They
It's
have
all
a different
connecting flights or
right.
something.
So if you're let's say that your flight is from Chicago to LA. Well, if the first leg of that is Atlanta to Chicago, and it gets fucked up, well, you're not making your flight.
And
And it's just a chain
from LA
reaction to the next one.
Portland.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just a chain reaction. They just kind of where everyone just goes from like Atlanta, Chicago, it press back and forth. They do like one leg at a time, so it can set off a chain reaction. I'll tell you something though. I had second thoughts about flying Southwest before. Okay, so to me, it's like their flights better be extremely discounted for me to have to go down to Midway and then get on a flight that is Southwest is just a little bit more chaotic, if we're being honest. Like it's just not the same experience. So I always think twice about it. And now that it's this is like come to light too, it's like that's 2 strikes. You got 2 strikes on you.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yep.
All right, next thing here, an absolutely electric round of darts. People are saying it's the greatest round of darts ever played. Michael Smith landed an incredible 9-dart finish on his way to claiming the world championship glory for the first time in a classic encounter against Michael Van Gerwen. Dave, what do you got?
I actually do got something. I got a question for you, Ed. Remember how you used to give us the bull riding updates about what was that bull's name that you tried to talk Dente into buying the bull cum?
I believe that was airtime.
It wasn't airtime. I would know if I heard it.
Was it Percolator?
Nope.
No. Was it Bushwhacker?
Bushwhacker. That was one.
Bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker. That's such a perfect name for a bull. Can we get some blog?
He's one of the best. Bushwhacker's one of the best bulls of all time.
How much was his semen going for?
I was going for a pretty penny.
It was like $1.25
sure.
a pop, like $125,000.
Yeah. It was
I don't know if that was by the quart or by the gallon. I don't know if that was like
I think it's just a one pumper. Like
yeah.
you're gonna inseminate this cow with
Don't
Bushwhacker.
you know about studying horses, Ed?
I don't know. I don't know.
You think they measure it by how much semen is produced?
It's not. Yeah, it's by whether or not the female
Any
horse
liquid
gets pregnant.
is measured into a beaker.
I think
bro.
it's
How much
a
would you
binary
pay-
pregnant, non-pregnant.
Any liquid is beaker.
What if like the calf doesn't?
Right? Am I right or wrong?
Do you have to like put it in?
If there's a
estrogen?
liquid, it's got to be beakered.
I don't
That's
think
just
it's
a
got to
fact.
be beakered.
Oh yeah.
So Bushwhacker's cum's got to be beakered?
Oh yeah. You got to put the cum into a beaker. If you're
and measure it.
Yeah. Oh,
Weigh
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The beaker system. 100%.
I think they just jack off the horse and then like kind of or not the horse. Well, probably the horse too, but
Well, where are
the
you going?
bull.
Yeah. What are you going with?
I want to see you give it because I watched that clip and it was pretty electric for something
It
I give absolutely
was. They're
nothing,
athletes.
No
that
shit
was
about.
like Ollie Frazier, Pedro versus Gary Sheffield. Like it was like an elite matchup.
But like, so all the best athletes on the planet. I'm talking MJ, Tiger Woods in his prime. Like, I remember reading about Tiger Woods and how if it was day 4 at the Masters and you're tied with Tiger, it's like don't even bother showing up because like mental warfare. He just has you beat that
wonder what that
easily.
looks like in
These
golf.
guys
Yeah.
were so fucking
Dialed.
just dialed, but it was razor sharp. There was nothing that could have got to them.
Well,
nothing, and it was nonchalant, just like.
We have our number one darts guy, the producer here is Tom, and his boys, they do like a big thing.
All
at
the
MS
producers at
yeah.
Barstool, they're like diehards. They went to an event at MSG this year.
Summer
Yeah,
of 22.
and, like-
he doesn't even want to talk about it. He
No, I
doesn't
know.
want
It,
to get
it
out.
looked like a
Yeah.
blast, but
Yeah.
like the thing is this viral? Like I think the cover's blown. Like you're gonna have like everyone's like it's gonna become mainstream.
Oh,
like,
wait,
people
hold
are
on.
gonna
You went
ruin it. Like there's gonna be TikToks on this shit. Like
I've been,
Well, yeah,
and I feel like I missed it.
Jack Beck made a great TikTok recapping it last year, which was incredible. Definitely
Yeah.
check that out.
How many people did get to go to that?
To
of
the
our
darts?
group?
Yeah, no. I'm saying at MSG.
Dude,
I
the
mean,
tickets prices are like selling out now.
What?
I don't know what the
Yes.
capacity was, but last year like it wasn't even close to filled up all the way.
Yeah, next thing you know, there's going to be like a prank video
I feel
there.
like this year it's going to be blowing up.
Barstool's going to be
a lot.
doing prank videos there next year. It's going to
No.
be, yeah. I mean,
Tom's
it's ruined.
cut this out, Tom. Feel
It's
free
ruined.
to Tom. You can cut this part out because I want in before it's that.
No, it's ruined.
Anyone's welcome. I just, I want to make sure
It's
my
ruined.
guys aren't working it.
I will say that there is something beautiful about an energy you can feel but not understand.
Yes.
That's a
It's just
perfectly
perfect.
put.
Pure camaraderie.
Perfectly
Yeah.
put.
In its purest
Because
form.
that, like, and I felt this at the, I understood because, hockey,
I think I know what
puck
you're gonna
goes in
say.
the net, you get it.
Yeah.
But at the Rangers game, that's
Yeah.
what they do. I went to game 7 against the Penguins. That's how it was. Every time the guy hit one, and it was, I don't know where he was supposed to be hitting him, but every time I heard him cheer, I felt it. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it was good. So it was cool.
Yeah, that is kind of like golf in a way too, because I feel like no one knows who those guys are.
Yeah.
And you're just rooting for success. And I feel
Yeah.
like when you go to like big golf tournaments, like it's not like even if you're a Tiger guy and someone hits an incredible shot, people still go crazy. Like people just root for like good golf. It's like a weird dynamic, and darts.
You
seems
know
like
what?
it's
Ed
like
told
that
me a
too.
while back that he's one of the get in the hole guys at the few.
Fuck you.
He's one of the get in the hole guys, and he
I've never
Off
been,
the tee, probably
I've never
too,
been
right?
to
yeah
a
off
golf
the
event.
tee. Off the tee. He's one of the get in the
that's
hole
worse.
guys.
It's
that,
terrible.
Never been to a golf event.
Yeah.
It's slander.
No, the thing that our group did at the darts thing was just just screaming darts. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Just we want darts.
Can I
Darts.
confession? When I first started watching like maybe your videos, I thought you guys were just like throwing like a darty. Like it was just like like we just called it, and then they saw that they went to an actual darts event. But when I first seeing like because you guys did like a bar crawl or something beforehand, I thought it was just like we're gonna throw one rager in the summer, and then I didn't know it was for like a darts competition until
It's incredible.
later.
That's tough. Next topic here. College basketball is one step closer to expanding the NCAA tournament to 90-plus teams. Chief, just unleash your anger
I
now.
fucking hate this.
I know.
64 is perfect. I don't even like the fact that they have 68. Like, I don't want the play-in games. Fuck that. Started on Thursday, and it's like this is just a cash grab. It's just a cash grab. You have extra games. We're going to have more blowouts. It's going to be – but it's like they can still sell it because they know people will still watch. People will still gamble on it. People will still do everything about the tournament because it is the tournament. But it waters it down, and it's just not everything has to be fucking huge, and not everything has to be about how do we squeeze one more penny out of people and advertisers and everything else. It's perfect the way it is. Don't change it 1 second.
Say it.
I'm not saying
Say
nothing.
it.
What?
Say what?
Say it.
I don't have anything to say. I mean, I don't like it. I think that's
You want him to call me Red
Yeah,
Chief.
it sounds like he doesn't like capitalism.
Yeah.
I think that this is stupid for the sport. This is a 15-15 Northwestern team that won 3 conference games going to get in now, so they can
Probably.
get fucking destroyed by Kansas. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Like it's just like you already have the conference tournaments, which all those teams get to have like a postseason.
Yeah.
So all the also ran shit teams, they still have something to play for at the end. The conference tournaments are still great. The NCAA tournament is the reason it's so perfect or popular. It's because
64.
it's perfect. It's perfect.
perfect.
You do the bracket. How big? What are we gonna have? Like those fucking old school printers that have like the sheets that print out like Happy Birthday in the office,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's 9 feet long to do a bracket. This sucks.
I won't even fill one out if they do that.
Yeah,
That's too many fucking. That's too much work. You kidding me?
That's a lot.
I mean,
You might get
listen,
carpal
what
tunnel.
you think?
Yeah.
You thought they were just going to stop at the college football playoff at 16? They were.
I don't like that either.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is like they're looking to get every. Come on, 17-week season in the NFL, 7 teams, every like baseballs, everything's expanding.
Everything because it's just
for that
about,
Yankee dollar, brother.
Yeah,
That's all it is about, Tom Lay.
sucks.
Listen, here's
Can't
the
wait
thing.
to watch fucking Seton Hall play Northwestern in the first round.
Well, I mean,
Great.
you could use better teams than that. Seton Hall's pretty good.
Are they good now?
Well, yeah.
it's
Well,
Big
they've
East,
always been. I
right?
mean, Kevin
The Big
Willard.
East.
Yeah,
But
they've been good for a while.
Yeah.
Well, you're-
like
alright.
top 10
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
You're right.
Yeah.
That was
Angel
that,
Delgado.
But
fucking
fine.
show
your
some
point's taken.
respect.
Yeah.
Desi Perez? No, Desi. What's his name?
I was under the impression they hadn't been like very strong since they went to the finals in like '89.
What's my take is it's just we just mastered how to watch this. You know what I mean? Like this is where I'm interested too. Like CBS has the rights, and they pop it on True and TNT and TBS. Once like streaming gets involved, I wonder how that's going to affect everything. Because we mastered how to get like every channel in the mix.
CBS kind of sucks at streaming too. Like if
Do they?
Yeah, they're not a part of Sling. I bought the Paramount Plus. And it's like they're linked up with like you can get a bundle of like CBS streaming stuff with Showtime and Paramount Plus. It's like a weird combo. So I feel like that is the missing piece. And these rights, the current TV rights run until 2032. So we got like 9-10 more years of the current format is what they're speculating. But it's just like just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And this is going to make the tournament a worse product. And maybe long term, people will be like, I don't care about that as much because it's not as electric.
Yeah, and I also the play-in games I don't mind. Just don't call it the first round.
Yeah, well, I think they
That's
switched
the
that
biggest
actually.
issue. Did they?
The first four. Or whatever.
Yeah,
The first four,
but
just
they still
don't call it the first round.
Now they call it the first round again. But
Don't call it the first round.
The tournament, that Thursday, Friday of the tournament, is
the two best days of sports.
Two of the best days of the year. And those are going to be the days that are fucking ruined because you're going to have all these instead of having like 4-1 versus 16s, you're going to have like half of the slate is going to be blowouts.
Yeah, like we as a country mastered that. Like
Right.
that first game is starting at 11:20 or 12:20 if you're on the if you're on the East Coast or 11:15.
Yeah.
How many teams make the NIT?
32.
Who the
Who
fuck
knows?
cares?
I don't know.
No, I know, but that's basically what they're doing. They're
Essentially,
just adding
yeah.
Yeah.
NIT.
CBI.
Fucking
yeah.
NIT backers should be. Whoever
Yeah.
runs the NIT is besides themselves.
They got to be furious. Yeah. And like
many
selection
Division I
selection
teams-
Sunday is like a fun day.
Yeah.
You know, like you
Yeah.
flip it on. It's like you see all the kids, like the bubble teams, the live look-ins. Mm-hmm. Now it's like going to be so anticlimactic because
Yeah, you're right.
You're not going to care if some team, some bubble team gets in because it's like, well, they don't really have a shot. Even those bubble teams that get in, they might be like the 13, and you're like, hey, they might actually they could do some damage theoretically.
But it is interesting though. Even with 68 teams, there are teams that don't get in. That it's like, fuck, they should have got in.
Yeah,
so,
right.
And that's
The
large
debate
number,
is fun
so,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you could just kick that down the can, but like you're not like
We'll see.
Yeah, but it's not going to be. What do
There
you think? What is it, Lubengil? Or who does the bracketology?
Lunardi.
Yeah. Lubengil's the recruiting guy. But he's got to be like, fuck. All
Yeah,
those
what
guys
is-
got to be have to be.
He's got to know
too.
Longwood University.
Yeah.
There's 351 NCAA Division I teams, so about a quarter of them will
Yeah.
make it. It's just fucking stupid.
All right, last topic here. Louisiana law went into effect that requires people to submit state-issued IDs to get into porn sites. White Sox Dave.
I wrote this. Everything I wrote was in chest, obviously. Who the fuck gives a shit? Come on.
I think people give a shit.
Why?
Who the
They're
fuck
gonna
gives
get
a
their
shit
hands
which
on it
way?
No matter what. Like, what kids watching porn having to be 18, they're going to find it no matter what. This does nothing.
Get a VPN.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, what? I'm not a psychologist. What's harmful to minors? I don't know. So, and it's also a thing. I didn't really grow up with internet porn. It just wasn't.
We were at the start of it.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause,
36. Like I don't remember.
You didn't have Kazaa, bro?
Yeah,
Like, what are you
Kazaa,
talking about?
LimeWire, FrostWire.
I feel like LimeWire caused me some issues.
Yeah,
but-
it caused
but
all of us issues.
Yeah,
It
but
fried a couple computers.
It's not exactly, but it's not the same as it is
No,
now,
of
where
course
it's just
not.
like
You're
infinite stream.
Yeah.
you don't have to sit there for 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 hours downloading one night in Paris. Like you don't
Yeah,
have to
fuck.
do it.
Start it
Naughty
in the morning,
America?
and when you get home from
Give me
school.
a fucking break, dude.
Would
The,
make
the
that
puck,
sound?
Naughty America. You didn't, the pucker of Naughty America. You had that shit. Give me a break, dude. I didn't have internet porn. Yeah, you
Not when I
did.
was 14. Not when I was 14. There's like that. I don't
What's
think
wrong
that-
with this kid?
I don't know. I guess you're a little older, but I didn't think
I
you're
think
that
there
old.
was large internet. So I was 14 in the year 2000. The internet, like you're still doing like 56K modems and shit at that point. You were not doing like streaming Naughty America.
Oh yeah, definitely like late 90s, like after American Pie came out, obviously.
I'm just saying, if these kids are, well, it's good. Listen, whatever, harmful to minors, like, sure. If you want to cut it off, I don't know.
Maybe Louisiana's jerking off more than the rest of the country, and it's actually hurting them. You ever think about that?
Sup, fellas?
I don't know.
Maybe they have the horniest people in the world.
All I know is they're when they have their fucking state map or their fucking U.S. map, when the U.S. map comes out, and their like genre comes out, it's going to be pretty fucking bland, I bet, because people are going to be afraid to watch what they like to watch because their ID has to be issued. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it is like a privacy issue.
That's what I'm saying. You
But
know what I mean?
think
It's going to be like Missionary. Like, they're not going to be digging into the fucking freaky
Missionary
shit.
gets too much shit. Missionary's great.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, people aren't like, like the dark fucking porns that they're making on there. Like,
Yeah.
Louisiana people are going to be afraid. They're like, oh, they got my ID.
Yeah, probably.
But
everyone should be afraid. They
but-
got all your shit. in.
Yeah,
But they
that's
got
true.
your
They got
shit
all your
anyways.
shit.
Yeah.
That's true. But, like, now it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What do you think Ed's favorite is?
Backdoor Sluts 9.
What's that from?
South Park.
Is
Obviously.
it?
It's an all-time great
I
episode.
thought
You should
that's
watch
from,
it.
like, multiple.
Yeah,
Probably
I
from
feel like
multiple
that's like
movies.
the.
Yeah.
It's from. I mean, I know it from South Park. It's the Lord of the Rings
Can't believe this
episode.
guy said he didn't have internet porn. That's
It was late. It was not this. I remember being in
America.
college and.
Come Fiesta. I brought that up the other day.
But I remember
Mike's
being in
apartment.
college and having my computer fried by LimeWire, and that was like I was still having to download it, and that would have been 2005.
We got our hands on a couple Girls Gone Wild. Didn't he spend a lot of time in jail or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He's
We got our hands on a few of those DVDs.
Yeah,
He's,
those
We,
were like
we had
the-
to actually get DVDs.
dark dude.
even the commercials on E. It was like that was like the horny night. That was like the horny basic cable
yeah.
channel. You had Howard Stern doing pixelated tits and shit.
Yeah.
Then you had Wild on E with Brooke Burke and there's someone else after her, but Brooke Burke was like the one.
Yeah.
And then you had the commercials, and then the Jimmy John.
They were like
Jimmy
long.
Johnson.
They were like TV shows.
Yeah, but then the Jimmy Johnson like extends pills infomercials too. Here's Jimmy Johnson at a NASCAR race. Here's how I made my dick bigger.
Good luck, Louisiana.
Yep,
Good luck. All right, that's the rundown. Anything else?
that's it.
That's all I got, Ed. Do you got anything else?
Well, the only thing I guess, quick comment. We're getting a lot of shit about our Saturday Night Live draft that we did on Monday. Go check that out. The dog walk. It's on the Barstool
didn't
Chicago
notice that.
YouTube. Like, Rear Ad chimed in. Jesus Christ! But here's the thing. Kirk chimed in about he said Phil Hartman was a notable omission.
Yep, it was.
I agree, but my argument was there could only be 5. There was cast member, 1 male, 1 female, 1 sketch, 1 SNL movie, and then 1 guest host. 5 male cast member. That's hard.
Yeah, and it's like I'm sorry, Rear Ad, you're 1,000 years old. Like
Yeah.
you're watching SNL in like 1976. I wasn't. So
Aykroyd got drafted too.
who drafted him?
Jeff.
Jeff. Well, Jeff's more of like a connoisseur of like that whole.
And I took Murphy.
Yeah, but I don't think you should have.
Why?
You're not super like. Have you going back and watching SNL with Eddie Murphy? Like I know
I didn't
he
watch
was
the
great.
episodes, but I've watched most
Some
of his skits. Yes,
Okay.
so that's where
Yeah.
I could speak at least of like 5 of
Okay.
the classics ones. That
Well, I knew like
this.
buckwheat and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
but
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I really have. Good draft though. It's fun to go down memory
Yeah.
lane. So go check that out. Besides that, yeah, that's really it. It's fun to be back. This was a fun rundown. The rundown will be back in New York tomorrow. Go check that out. That's it for us today. We'll see you guys next week.
Wish.